Good morning, buddy. As you can see, it is much later than I've been up these past few days this week. I slept in. I needed it. There are days that you just need to rest. And I'm gearing up because tomorrow is move in day for my son to move on campus. So we have our coffee, we have our agenda, we have a deal alert, and I want to get to that right now. Michael's has all of the loops and threads stripe yarn on clearance. According to my source, the colorways that are available, and if I'm missing one or more, I apologize. Charge it to my head, not to my heart. Anyway, the sky stripe, the bluebell stripe, the granite stripe, the penrose stripe, and the unicorn stripe are all on sale. Correction, all on clearance. If that's what you're looking for, you need to grab it. The other thing that is available is the Sweet Snuggles. Sweet Snuggles in certain colorways is on clearance. And the colorways that we are told that are on clearance are lemon dot, lemon dot, coral dot, grapes dot, carnival, coastal, night sky multi, tranquil, and dusty lilac. Hopefully that is helpful to you to know, and you will do with it what you will. I hope it gives you what you need and you get the yarn you're looking for. Um, as I said, I have my coffee. It's just the basic vanilla protein shake with my spiced cold brew coffee and my Hawaiian caramel syrup and a little bit of chai latte syrup. Bear with me. Like I said, I slept in today after I did all the things that I needed to do to get myself ready to come outside. Whew, I'm struggling this morning. Yes, yours truly is on the struggle bus again, but we'll get there. Excuse me. The key is we're moving forward. Um, I want to say thank you to JAXI for her video yesterday. Correction, it was a live. It is on her channel, Creations by Jax, and the date for that live is August 14th, 2024. So if you're seeing this in the future, I highly encourage you to pop over once you watch my video and run through her playlist, catch that video. It's worth it. The replay is going to be as amazing as the live was because she dropped a lot of pearls of wisdom towards us. And yes, I'm still fangirling to a great degree at the fact that she watches my videos because I don't know why she does. I'm honored, I'm grateful, and I am extremely humbled. But yeah, she says she watches my videos, and I can tell she does because she said a number of things that I've either said or that I constantly say. I'm not in her circle enough that she would know that these are things that I say. So bear with me as I go on a tiny field trip. Um, on today, I kind of want to give you a little bug in your ear. A lot of us, as the weather is changing, and I am being bitten by mosquitoes, which is weird because there's never mosquitoes that really bite me. But today, apparently, I'm on the menu and I'm catching it. Anyway, a lot of you, as the weather changes, are going to be looking for projects and activities to kind of get your hooks into as we transition out of our summer season and into our fall season. Some of you have already started on the gifts that you're going to be making for Christmas. Others of you are looking for something to create for someone special, or maybe you're looking for ideas for Boggy Creek or something of that nature. Let me put you on to a book. Yes, a book. For me, this is one of my go-tos for inspiration when I'm looking to create a blanket for a friend or for one of my daycare family members or something of that nature. And this book is by Leisure Arts. Hopefully this shows up right. It's called Afghans for All Seasons, Book 2. Let me give you a better view of it. There you go. And it's a beginner level book, so none of the patterns are too difficult. It is a crochet book, and it has 52 different patterns. Now, what I will say, kind of taking a page from Juan's book, use them as a recipe. Take the basics of some of those patterns and make them your own. Maybe you don't want to do a complete chevron. Maybe you want the genesis of it, but you don't like the border that's associated with it. Maybe you like the stitch style, but you don't like the colorway, or you don't want to do a lot of color changes because you're not going to be weaving in all those ends. Do what you will with each and every one of those patterns, but make it your own, because we can do that. I promise you, the authors of those patterns are not going to be jumping in your window telling you you did that wrong. They're not going to do that. So that was my book of the day. I just kind of wanted to share that with you because I love a good book. So does Kim with Fortunate Creates. She's a book girly, and she's always sharing books with us that she has purchased or that she's utilizing or that she's dreaming about getting. So as we move forward, one of the things I'll try to do from time to time is drop in the name of a book. If I have the book, I'll share it with you. If I don't, but I'm considering getting it, I'll give you that information as well. Um, Ouch, I just got bit again. Anyway, as you saw from the title of our video today, the question that I have for you is, what is holding you back? I want to try to condense a little bit with you in a moment about what I think helped me do some of the things that would be considered, excuse me, out of my natural wheelhouse. I am not a public person. In fact, I'm a bit of a recluse. People will invite me to events and parties, and I have the best intention of going, and I never get there. And I don't get there not because I don't have the means, I don't have the mental bandwidth a lot of times to deal with people, full stop people. I don't have that public socialization persona. I'm not that girl. I can have a conversation with you. I can have a conversation in person with you. But I'm not big on being out in the public. One of the best things that happened in 2020 was some stores started doing curbside pickup, meaning you could go online and order what you wanted to buy, pull your car up to a designated stop, inform them you were there. They brought the stuff out, they put it in your car, you left. That was it. It's 2024. I'm still utilizing those services, not just because I am immunocompromised in the sense that it is not difficult for me to catch something and become really sick, but because I don't want to socialize. I don't want to go into the store and have to make decisions. I make decisions all day, every day, in every aspect of my life. I don't want to do it in other aspects. I just don't. So if I can avoid it by simply moving on to hit a button, put something in a virtual cart, have somebody else go to the shelf, pull that thing off the shelf, put it in their cart, make the transaction happen using my information, and then I drive up, I pick it up, and I'm out of there. That's a win for me. That saves me time. It allows me to do other things. It's the, I call it monarchy move, because I'm not trying to go into the store. One of the things about me and where I live, many of the stores that I frequent, I know a lot of the people who are going to be in there. That's going to be social engagement. I'm not trying to do that. So I'm not going to the store if I can help it. I'll be honest. I'm not. It's not that I think I'm better than, or that I'm trying to take something away from somebody else, meaning a job. No, I just don't have the social bandwidth to engage and to be on. I've shared with you that I suffer from anxiety and depression. So I don't always have the capability to go and to step into a store and to greet someone if I need to greet someone, to speak or to be kind. Sometimes there's a fire burning right in my heart that says, no, I'm gonna act ugly today, and this is the way we're gonna be. So I have to quell that in me, and in order to do that, I just don't allow me to go outside. Not that day. We all put on masks. I put on a mask sometimes just for my parents to think that Miss Michelle is in a great mood today. Miss Michelle might be mad as all outdoors, but we put on the appropriate mask and we do what we need to do and we get through it. I've done that. There are occasions that I do that. There are other occasions that Miss Michelle is on cloud 999,999 and we are ready to go. And I'm excited for it. Today is one of those days where I'm kind of muscling through because I'm not depressed and I don't feel anxious, but I absolutely am tired. So, with me demonstrating that you can, and if you can't, you can find a workaround. What's holding you back? What is keeping you from taking the next step to doing what you really want to do? I don't have the answer to that question for you. I will say that there are more people cheering and supporting you doing the thing that you're most afraid to do than you realize. I'm experiencing it right now. I have people who leave comments below my videos, people who have sent me conversations via messenger, people who I know in real life who've called me or texted me and shared the fact that they've watched videos that I've made and the conversation has resonated with them. Some of them are crocheters and others aren't. But I'm grateful that, they're there. I'm happy to know that there's somebody out there that supports me. Now with that said, there are those who critique me and say no, she shouldn't be in front of the camera. Look at her skin. She's got those blotches, or her voice grates my nerves. Some of you actually say that you enjoy the sound of my voice, and for that I am stupid grateful. Thank you. Thank you. Um, that's neither here nor there. I just want to say that if if you have a reason that's preventing you from doing what you want to do, share it with someone, 9 times out of 10, your reason isn't as strong as you think it should be. It's not a barrier, it's imposter syndrome. I'm dealing with it in so many aspects of my life. I I'm always amazed when someone says, "Oh, Miss Michelle can do that, that, that." Me having a skill set doesn't translate to other people entrusting me with whatever it is, whether it is children. And again, I've been doing this for well more than 30 years when it comes to daycare. Wow. Yeah. Sometimes I still, that shakes me. But yeah, I've been doing this for well more than 30 years. I was the child in the neighborhood when you needed a child care provider who you could call my parents and say, "Hey, is your daughter available? I'm going to be going out tonight and I want to know if she can watch so and so for me." Or in a couple of cases, I had neighbors whose children got out of school before they got home from work. Mind you, I was a latchkey kid at first grade. So they wanted somebody to keep an eye on their child until they got home from work, and they would have me do it. Excuse me. So childcare has been something that's just, a part of who I am and what I've done throughout my life. I expanded my understanding of compassion for children when I became the parent of a child on spectrum. And I wanted to clarify something for people. The statement on spectrum and autism are the same statement. Autism is a spectrum disorder. It means you can have high functioning persons diagnosed with autism who, unless they told you or you knew their genesis, you would have no idea they had autism. And then there are persons who are on spectrum, who are on the lower till of the spectrum disorder, who have affectations and hallmarks that clearly say, yes, this person has autism. But simultaneously, you can't just look at somebody and say, "Oh, so and so has autism," unless they've got a sign above their head or a shirt on their body or something else that tells you. Autism doesn't have a look. It is a multidimensional disorder, and it impacts people in different ways. That's why it's called a spectrum disorder, because it literally traverses the rainbow of what they're dealing with. Initially, my son was diagnosed as moderately affected. He was nonverbal. He had other issues that intersected with autism. And those things caused the doctors who diagnosed him to suggest to me that he be placed in an institution because he would never talk. He would never potty train. He would never this, that, and the other. And I'm not going to go down that entire list. And it was a long list because everything they said he wouldn't do, he did. Some of those things he did almost immediately with medical intervention, meaning we introduced medicine. Other things he was able to accomplish because of therapy. I arrogantly believe that some of the things that he accomplished and he's still accomplishing, or because I really did lean into the mindset of, oh, he can't do X yet. I was fortunate enough to be supported by an organization that did parental training and support to help us navigate, okay, your child is diagnosed with this disorder. Here are some of the things that you can do to help your child reach their highest potential. Mind you, I don't measure my son versus my daughter. Like, oh, my daughter did X at such and such a date, so this is when my son should do it. These are two very different people. They need very different things. They hit hallmarks at very different times. One is going to hit hallmarks that the other is never going to hit. And that's okay. That's totally okay. And I said one versus the other, meaning there are things my son has done that my daughter's never going to do because that's not her path. There are things my daughter has done that my son is never going to do. That's not his path. And that's okay. There are things that my siblings did that even at 54, I'm never going to do. And that's okay because that's not my path. But what I tried to do as it related to my son was I knew that the teachers and the therapists and the support team that were placed in his life were extensions of me. If you were on his team and you were not Team Jabari, you spoke negativity or you did not support what I was saying, you were gone. And I mean, you were gone quickly. If I couldn't get rid of you, I made you so daggone frustrated and annoyed you got on board. I was tenacious. I was aggressive. I was called a mama bear. I was called a whole lot worse in rooms I wasn't in, I'm sure. And I don't care. Because the end result is tomorrow I move my moderately affected with autism son on campus for his junior year. There were people who told him, you can't do math. You can't tie your shoes. You can't do this. You can't. We didn't do that. Hush it up. He can't do it yet. But maybe we need to find a different way to teach what he needed to learn. And we did. And he's on his way back to school. Are there things that he does that are still very much hallmarks and characteristics of his diagnosis? Absolutely. And that's okay too. He is who he is. He is amazing. He is not his diagnosis. I am not the diagnosis that I have. I have asthma. I'm not asthma. I'm Yes Michelle, with the yes being the most important part. I'm definitely Michelle. I'm definitely an Aries. You're definitely you. You're definitely worthy. And you are definitely wholly, fully, and completely equipped to do whatever it is you want to do. Will you succeed the first time? Maybe. You don't know. You haven't even tried. So try it. Do it. I'm cheering you on. go ahead, press the button, ask him, her, them out, apply for the job, apply for the loan. Try, try. The first time I jumped in the pool, I didn't swim, but I didn't drown. So I jumped in again. I listened to others who could do the things that I wanted to do, and I gained the skills so that I could. I did not know all the things I needed to know to raise someone with autism, with the other diagnosis that he has, with a learning disability, because my other child has a diagnosed learning disability. And it was a barrier to how she was being educated in school. So I took her out of school for 4 years and I homeschooled. Yeah, while running a daycare, while dealing with a child with undiagnosed autism and extreme hyperactivity. So yeah, you can do it. Don't tell me you can't. I'm the last person you tell. I can't do that, because you don't want to. That's my answer. I'll be honest with you. When you tell me I can't blah, 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 unless you have a physical barrier that prevents you from doing what it is you want to do, you know I'm not believing it. Know that in advance. And if you want to, then find your tribe. Add me to the list, but find your tribe and do what you want to do. As long as it's not illegal, it's not immoral, and it's not going to hurt you, do that thing. There are all kinds of famous quotes, whether it's dance like nobody's watching, sing like no one is listening, which is what I have to do, because I promise you, you don't want to hear that ever. Oh my God. When you all say that you enjoy the sound of my voice, that amazes me, because your girl can't sing. I cannot. That is not my wheelhouse. I can crochet, but my inability to carry a note does not stop me from singing. It just means that I am cautious enough not to do it in front of an audience for their protection, not for mine, because I sing anyway. I'm going to do what I want to do. It's what I do. So I'm not going to terrorize you too much longer. In fact, I am going to abbreviate the amount of crochet time that I put in this video, because I just realized I've been talking for 28 minutes. Homage to one, because that man will literally go on a tear and talk for 45 minutes or an hour, and he could probably go longer. And I endorse that, because I'm one of those people who's listening. I love it. More importantly, I love you. I mean that most sincerely. I love you. I'm cheering for you. I believe in you. You can do it. Just try. Okay, that's it. Go have some fun today, because I'm about to have some fun. Mine is going to include my crochet. Let me double check my list. Looks like I hit all the things. If I missed anything, I'll catch you tomorrow. Till then, like I said, have some fun today. Be good to you. Drink your water. Get something to eat. Do it. Just do it. I love you. Have a great one. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.